Hello YouTube! Welcome to my YouTube channel, Anna Bella, and today I am reviewing The Idea of You. It's an Amazon original film. It's based on the book of the same name, The Idea of You, by Robin Lee. There are some changes between obviously the film and the book. The film is an hour and 55 minutes long, and it's a 15 rating, and it deals with an age gap relationship, and it particularly deals with our relationship to the paparazzi and fans and bands and all of that. It is about a 40-year-old divorced woman with an old teenage daughter who has just started her senior year in high school, and previously her daughter was into a band called August Moon, and the lead singer, who is modelled after Harry Styles, another one that's modelled after Harry Styles, shocker. And in this film, he meets the 40-year-old mum as she's exiting his trailer because she's mistaken it for the VIP toilet area, and they have a conversation, and it turns out, yeah, loving the good old Pokemon there, and it turns out that he's got a passion for the older lady, the maturer lady, and they start a relationship whilst her daughter is in her final year of summer camp. Because, I mean, why on earth would you go to summer camp as an older teenager? I get it's an American rite of passage, I understand that. But as an older teenager, I'm thinking, maybe middle school, yeah, but a senior, but maybe it's a whole goodbye to childhood thing, because Americans do tend to stay children a little bit younger, a little bit older than we do, because as soon as you're 18 in the UK, it's like, you're an adult now, but there is some leeway between 18 and 25. People are like, oh, you're young, it's fine. This brings up a lot of issues of shame and body shaming. There is a scene where towards the middle of the story, the tour is over, but they've stayed on in the south of France and rented this villa, and the younger hanging out, they don't date, they hang out, welcome to, because obviously the mum's an older millennial, and she sees them there in their bikinis, and she puts on her full bathing suit, though she does have a bikini, but she decides against that and goes out like head to toe, completely covered, because she's just so afraid of showing a 40-year-old woman's body, because it's, you know, lived through life. It's a little bit fatty, a little bit cellulite, such as life. She's had a kid, so maybe stretch marks. I mean, it's Anne Hathaway, so I mean if Anne Hathaway's got body shame at 40, then there's no hope for anybody else, really, to be fair. Anyway, and they basically say, oh, she's older, why do you want to be with her? But it's worth pointing out that Campbell Hines, I mean, it sounds like a soup, who's based on Harry Styles with his tattoos, and the fact that he's British and he likes older things. I don't know what that is saying from the author. And yeah, she basically decides then and there it's impossible. And then he pursues her to try and convince her otherwise, and they're both in love, but they decide that it's not going to work. This is where it differs, because in the book that's what they decide. She decides it's impossible, it's not going to work, it's never going to die down, she's going to always be known as the cougar. They part ways, he finds somebody else eventually, and it's all very sad. The film does not end that way, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it ends slightly happier. And he's developed his solo career and is away from his band. It's all Harry Styles, yay, the One Direction and all this business. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, I enjoyed watching it. It was a bit of escapism, giving it 4 out of 5. It's worth pointing out that a band meet and greets, you are not going to fall in love with the lead singer. It's not going to happen. That's not the way this works, which is slightly bizarre. But you've got sort of like the Moon fans, and then you've got like the people that used to like them but will like them nostalgically. Yeah, it brings all these things to do with age, and I was really relieved that nothing from the 1980s was mentioned, though art was mentioned, and I like art. And it's interesting that Daniel, the horrible slick dresser ex-husband who cheated on her, and everybody, all their friends knew, but she hadn't quite twigged and nobody had been kind enough to tell her yet. I found that particularly gut-wrenchingly horrid. 4 out of 5 for me. Please like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell for my next video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Yes, I'm in Piper Wood. It's a woodland that I've been meaning to explore a little bit more of where I live. But what I particularly found interesting is the fact that this was an older woman and a younger man, and there's shame to that. And it was interesting that her best friend, who is very kind to the 40-year-old, played by Anne Hathaway, says, why did nobody tell me that they hate me so much? And she's like, I thought I didn't have to tell you. You're a woman enjoying yourself. Everybody's going to hate you, and that is a fact. People do not like happy women. It's bonkers. So there was a lot of truths, and people say, oh, she's using age all the time, and she's like, no, a 20-year-old is supposed to act that way. When Ollie is mean to her, it's like, no, he's 20, he doesn't need a good talking to, he's not mature enough to understand how hurtful he's being. I'm being the mature person and walking away from this whole situation because it's not going to be good for you, Campbell, even though you just sound like a soup. Anyway, 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it. Check it out on Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, and this is the end of the review. I've babbled enough.